Hey everybody, real quick before we start, I wanted to thank the patrons. You guys are awesome. And for those of you who want to join the growing number of patrons, definitely check out the link below and help support the channel. Thank you so much. And now on with the show. Well, how do you do, everybody? Welcome to Hat Hole Home Video. Today is just a fun little video where I'm going to show off some of the VHS tapes that have been added to my collection recently. First up, we have a little movie by the name of Xtro 2 or Xtro Squared, although it's at the bottom, so that doesn't make any sense. I still have from my Cyborg 2 review, the tape is sitting on the couch over next to My Pet Monster. That I think you could at least make the argument for Cyborg Squared. But Xtro 2, I think it's pretty definitive. The placement of the two. We're not gonna split hairs here. Xtro doesn't even have hair. Look at him. I'm not gonna lie. I know Xtro is like a big deal, mostly because of Red Letter Media. But I have not watched any of the Xtro movies as far as I can remember. Maybe I watched 2 or 3 when I was a teenager. Maybe. It looks like it would be up my alley. But as far as I remember, I have not watched any of them. And it should be pointed out, you can see the sci-fi genre sticker there at the bottom. And you know what that means. This was an X-rental tape, which of course I prize above most other tapes. This one is from, it's got one of these beautiful reflective labels that you can never read on camera, but it says Litchfield Video from Litchfield, Minnesota. Very exciting. And of course, please be kind, rewind. Somebody did. It is in fact rewound. Whoever that was, some pimply, snot-faced nerd back in 1991, it could have been me. Thank you. Thank you for being kind. It's something we don't get a whole lot of nowadays. Next up, we have a movie by the name... See, I was leaning this way because I was going to go up this way. But I'm going to go up this way. A little behind the scenes. Pulled the curtain back. It's a movie by the name of Pom Pom Girls. And if I remember right, this was just very cheap on eBay. And how am I supposed to say no to Pom Pom Girls? It's got David Carradine in it. Robert Carradine, the Carradines. Too many. Too many. But Robert Carradine from Revenge of the Nerds is in it. I can't tell if he's a nerd or not. He's probably a nerd. The action is hot on and off the field as romance blooms under the bleachers and the guys are scoring on the sidelines. Screwball comedy. I'm calling it now. I talked about it last pickups video. Somebody needs to corner the market on bringing back the 80s screwball comedy. That's got to become a thing again. Probably the wrong time. We're all very uptight right now. Everything's all about things are offensive and things are this and that. Probably the worst time in the world to ever bring back 80s style TNA comedies, screwball comedies specifically. And I don't really know exactly how to define screwball comedies. It's one of those, it's like that senator said way back in the day about pornography where he's like, I can't define it, but I know it when I see it. Screwball comedy is like the same thing. I can't define it, but I know it when I see it. Bring it back. Pom Pom Girls. Have to watch that sometime. This was also indeed an X-rental. We're going to have to look at the stickers. We've got property. It's not going to want to focus. There you go. Property of Sight and Sound Video, which was on Highway 195 in Haleyville, Alabama. Sight and Sound Video. Pom Pom Girls. You know what I noticed, though? Look at where the tape's at. They did not rewind. Alabama, be better. Rewind your tapes, please. And then we have, was this an X rental too? We have Sudden Thunder, which, you know me, come on. I can't pass out. I'm a huge Julie Strain fan. I'm a huge Andy Sedaris fan. That's not what this is. But my point is I'm relating it back to it. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. I love like badass babe crime movies. Badass babes. If you put like a babe on the cover with a gun, and it's like, she's lethal in lace, or she will turn on the crime and turn, she's turned on and turned to a life of crime, whatever. Babes with guns on the cover, I'm a sucker for it, and this one looks pretty amazing. It's from AIP Studios, which were another purveyor. They almost, I wouldn't say exclusively, but when I notice their name, it's usually on a babe with a gun movie. This was an X rental, kind of figured from the tape, but sometimes you find things in clamshells like that and then they're not rentals. This was, we could call the number and find out, although it doesn't have an area code. Never mind, we have no way of ever tracking down where this was from, but it says it's a place called Fast Forward Video. Phone number, no area code, which I guess kind of makes sense for back in the day. It's like, you knew where you lived, you know, you knew like what the area code was of your local video store. So I'm mad about it now for the purposes of the archaeology of researching these things. But for at the time, I understand. Fast Forward Video, I get it. And then last up for pickups, we have Iron Eagle 3 Aces starring Louis Gossett Jr., which I wouldn't be that excited about, except for the fact that right next to old Louis Baldhead, you have a lady by the name of Rachel McLish, who I became a fan of from the movie Ravenhawk. She's the star of a movie called Ravenhawk. You can probably look back on my channel, because I did review it one time, and I think I did a pretty solid, lengthy review of the movie. It's a lot of fun, and she is a badass babe. There you go. So Iron Eagle 3, you figured it out. You took your, war movies and you got a little silly with it, and you threw in maybe some more badass babe elements into it to spice things up, and you probably did a serviceable job. It is rated R. German madman, a Latin American drug cartel led by a German madman. Okay, this sounds way better than I thought. I thought it was going to be like some stupid sort of war movie, but like that they don't really go to war. It's like, whatever. Sounds better than I thought it was going to be. And now, ladies and gentlemen, last pickups video, I should say. On the last episode, previously on VHS Pickups, I showed you that Tenacious D bootleg from a concert that I attended in 2001. Today, I want to show you another fascinating relic. Now, this is even more rare than a bootleg. This is, as far as I know, a one-of-a-kind tape. Probably one of a kind. There may be a duplicate of it in an evidence box somewhere, but I highly doubt it because it's evidence from a crime that, to be fair, has been since solved. So the evidence probably doesn't exist in wherever else it may be. But do you know what this is? This is video surveillance of an armed robbery that took place at somewhere I used to work. And many years later, so I'll tell you the story real quick. One night, the store was getting ready to close. It's a retail establishment, department store. They were getting ready to close. A guy at the very end of the night goes up to customer service, takes out a gun, and says, I want you to go knock on the door of the cash office, because the store manager, this guy knew the process, clearly. The store manager was already in the cash office, went up to the customer service clerk and said, go knock on the customer service or the cash office door and say, you need something. Store manager opens the cash office door. The guy comes in, says, open the safe. I want all the money. Takes all the money. Actually takes all the tills from the registers that were in the safe and all the money, and has the store manager carry all of the stuff with him up to the front door. Takes the money. When they stop at the registers, there's more money there. Point is, this guy was a very nice, elderly man. They dubbed him the Grandpa Bandit because he had hit several places in the few years before. He hit several places in the few years after, and eventually they did catch him. But this was the cash office footage from that robbery. That was probably in, I guess it had to have been 2003-ish. It was probably 2003, but it maybe could have been 2004. Something like that. So the security camera system back in those days ran on recording onto like a master VHS tape. And then many years later, probably 15 years later, the loss prevention was cleaning out their office and just getting rid of a bunch of old crap that was floating around that who knows what this is. And I saw this in the cabinet and I said, hey, can I have that tape? And they said, yeah, whatever, who cares? Like, it was something that happened long before that person ever worked there, who cares? So I have this, as far as I know, the only copy of this crime that took place. I wish I could show you the footage, but legally I'm guessing even with something this old, this like a closed case, I'm guessing there's all kinds of like, I really shouldn't have this. So I'm guessing there's all kinds of legal reasons why I just shouldn't play it here right now. But so there you go. It's a fun little piece of VHS history. I mean, it's certainly a part of my own personal history because it happened at my work. I wasn't there that day because I got sick with mono. So I was home feeling cruddy and found out that an armed robbery took place. So super fun. There you go, everybody. Some fun, weird little pickups. Nothing too crazy, nothing too special, but you know what? It's not all about the home runs. Sometimes you just want to get on base a few times, push some other people's runs in, right? It's not all about hitting the home runs. That's all I'm saying. The metaphor doesn't really align perfectly, but all I'm saying is cool tapes, super fun. We all love VHS, so that's all I'm saying. Thank you everybody so much for watching. And you know that whether you are a dirty dog sleeping in the sun or an alley rat eating up the night, you always have a home here at Hat Hole Home Video. Unless you're a shoplifter or a thief, or an armed robber, or just an average a-hole on the street, if you're an average a-hole on the street that you know, is mean to people, I don't want you here. Go to some, you know, go to some other YouTuber. Is there like for VHS people? Is there a giant dirtbag YouTuber? Like, is there a YouTuber that I could point people that come here that are just like shitty VHS people? Like, you're into VHS, but you're just like a scumbag. Is there like a YouTuber that I could send those people to? There's got to be, right? Like, there's got to be some VHS dude that's just a complete scumbag on YouTube. Homework assignment, everybody. Start looking. Start looking for that scumbag that I can start directing traffic to. Although, to be fair, you guys are all super awesome. So maybe there's not. I don't know if I've really run into like a VHS fan that's like not a pretty decent human being, you know? Yeah, there you go. All right. I already did the outro, so bye. Bye. Why are you still watching? Why am I still recording? These do look pretty good, don't they? I wish I didn't have to wear real glasses. I wish I could just wear these all the time. I suppose I could get prescriptions put in them. Bye.